Hey, you know who else is struggles to funk? In Therapy Patrol, Larry and Rita both struggle to get out of bed. Big mood. Like Larry, Rita's also a member of the Greatest Generation. Which, like, can you imagine calling your own generation that? Or, like, what did their kids name them? Like, can you imagine worshiping your parents so much that you're like, my parents' generation was the greatest. Above any criticism, nobody will ever come close. Rita also struggles with ideas of normalcy, but unlike Larry's, Rita's fears of being abnormal are more focused on Hollywood. Or they were, anyway. Image is incredibly important to Rita, and now that she can't control what her body looks like or does, she can't really control how she's seen nearly as well as she used to. In episode 2, Cyborg wants Rita to do her thing and turn into goo to investigate the donkey. Rita gets offended. It might be safe to say that since she loses her shape when she's experiencing intense emotions, being asked to do it could be stressful for her. She also mentions feeling like a carnival grotesque, showing that the idea of being like the disabled people who were gawked at for entertainment is stressful for her. I wouldn't be surprised if she got exploitation offers after this happening, but her image is way too important for her to do that. She doesn't want to be known for being a weird person with a weird condition. I get it. I get worried that I'll be pigeonholed into only being allowed to talk and write about disability, which is why this is my first video. Wait, no. As a person with chronic pain who struggles to funk, I definitely relate to Rita the most. Larry I relate to as far as anxiety and stuff like that, but Rita, first episode I was like, wow, what a horrible person when we saw her flashback, but ever since then, I've just been like, was I born in like the 30s and a famous movie star? Like, because this is me. In episode 3, Rita annoys the rest of the team when she can't get out of the bathroom because her leg is doing the thing.
This is ridiculous, Rita, even for you.
2 more minutes, Rita, then I'm taking it off the hinges.
Don't you dare!
The person who is breathing is me. The person who is breathing is me.
Rita, honey, it's Jane. I got you a vanilla latte. Also, get the fuck out of there before I rip your fucking face off!
I'm sorry if my morning ablutions are inconvenient for you.
This is so relatable. Whenever you are starting to like have a problem with doing something, when you can't do a thing because of your disability, all of the able-bodied people around you start making it about them and how inconvenienced they are, as if you aren't the most inconvenienced person in the moment. Like, sorry, stupid me, I just had a disability that I had no say in. Nobody's thinking about how this is harder on Rita than on anyone else, as annoying as her hogging the bathroom might be. Rita has limitations, and she needs to be aware of them. In her flashback in episode 6, Rita goes to a Hollywood exec she knows and tries to convince him to give her a role. Obviously, Rita thinks she's capable of handling this, or otherwise why would she do it? There's just one problem. Under the duress of her own Me Too moment, Rita inadvertently globs up and suffocates the exec who's trying to assault her. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. Brum, brum. All Rita has ever known is that she is and should be the famous classy starlet her parents pushed her to be. She's determined to make this work. And that's the thing. Rita's actually an extremely determined person. Later in this same episode, we get another Rita flashback, this time with Chief, where she even says she's a very determined person, and is thus confused at why she's having these struggles. Big damn mood. Society shoves this idea down our throats that if you aren't functioning, you must just not want to. It's your own damn fault if you can't do something that most people can. Obviously, this isn't how to help people function. All it does is makes us feel bad for not being able to do something, and it grows feelings of shame and guilt, and it just makes everything worse. And when you set limits for your abilities, people assume that you're underestimating yourself. There's just one problem. When we overestimate ourselves, bad things happen. In Rita's case, she overestimated her ability to play the Hollywood game, and it ended with a dude's death. Which again, he had it coming, but still, she can't go doing that all around Hollywood. Actually, no, that'd be kind of great if Rita killed all of the abusers in Hollywood, but it probably wouldn't really help her career much. As a result, Rita probably is underestimating herself to be safe, because she knows how disastrous it is to overestimate herself, and underestimating is so much safer. It's part of why, like Larry, she doesn't want to be a hero and get involved. Rita and Larry are both afraid of this, considering that they view their powers as disabilities at best and public threats at worst. Rita, like me, is struggling to figure out how much she can do without pushing herself too much to the point of disaster. And boy, does it annoy the crap out of the able-bodied people around us. While the whole team gets frustrated with Rita, no one's frustration comes anywhere close to Vic's. Vic is constantly taking his frustrations out on Rita. In episode 3, he antagonizes her for eating.
Oh, good. Keeping up your strength. You'll need it for when you continue to do absolutely nothing.
A body has to eat, Victor. Low blood sugar tends to make one grumpy.
Oh my god, I get low blood sugar too. Rita is me! In episode 4, he purposefully doesn't invite Rita to a team meeting because he just assumes she doesn't care. I get that Rita isn't super into the idea of being a hero, but instead of trying to figure out why and learning that it's out of fear, Vic makes assumptions about Rita just not caring. Instead of trying to encourage her to be a hero, he antagonizes her for acting like she can't. So, like, what's Vic's damage? At first, as somebody whose disability experiences mirror Rita's, down to the point of, oh god, I might not be able to work in Hollywood, the one thing I've always wanted to do my entire life. What am I gonna do with my life? What am I gonna do? I didn't really like Vic much.